Hi everyone, it's Bella, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Capricorn full moon that we will be having on the 24th of June. And this is the area of your chart that you want to look at, is where Capricorn falls in your chart. And it is opposite the sun that's currently in Cancer. We just had the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, and the sun is just ingressed Cancer. We have just had Mercury station, and we have a lot going on right now with Jupiter just gone retrograde, and also Neptune that will be going retrograde on Friday. So a lot of energy is going on. We still have the Saturn-Uranus square as well. Now, this full moon in Capricorn is at 3 degrees of Capricorn, and it brings us to the halfway point of the calendar year, where we get to be a bit more serious, as Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is a more serious energy, where we're really taking a look at where we have come from in the last 6 months. We are looking at reassessing our goals. We've just had a lot of time with Mercury in retrograde to really think about, to change our minds on choices that we have. We've had choices to look at. We've had decisions that we've needed to make, but we couldn't make them yet because we didn't have all the information available. But we've gathered a lot of information. We've done a lot of research. We've really maybe changed our thinking on some of the options that we've had available. We might have had our lives changed drastically in different directions that we even thought was possible with the eclipse season that we had. So we've had so much to deal with, and so much emotional energy as well to deal with, that we are now coming to that point where we are wanting to really reassess where we are going forward and what we want the next 6 months of our year to look like. Are we going to get to the goals that we originally decided we were going to get to? Do they still look the same? And for most of us, there are still things that need to be worked out, as well as still some clarity that we are looking for. Now, this moon is sextile Jupiter, which is currently retrograde, and it really puts an emphasis on healing, forgiveness, compassion, but also a reassessing of really what it is that our soul needs right now, as well as in this lifetime, and what our purpose is ultimately in this physical form on this earth right now. So a lot of our connections that we're making, also with Saturn now in Aquarius, and Mercury in rulership in Gemini with the North Node, and Gemini is also about people that are like-minded to us, people that are like us, and with the Aquarian energy that we have as well, we're looking for people that are our tribe, people that support us, people that see things the same way we do, and we're really reassessing all of that, what our influences are on a daily level, how our work, our family life, our everything that we do, how is this contributing to our soul's purpose, what needs to change, what needs to be reassessed, and what needs to be taken more seriously. And this moon also speaks about serious decisions and serious conversations, as Mercury and the North Node is also loosely trine Saturn with this full moon. So we are being asked to make serious decisions and have some serious discussions, but the sextile to Jupiter will definitely lighten that and make it a more compassionate conversation. But we are being asked with this, with the Cancerian energy as well, with the Sun there now and Venus in Cancer, we are tapping more into our emotional side. We can be dealing with a lot of emotional triggers at the moment with Mars in Leo, and Venus in Cancer and the Sun there, where things from the past and patterns that we have learned that has helped us to cope in the past or as children, that are being triggered, and that where we are coming to a point where we're realizing, where is it emotionally where we need to mature more? Where is it emotionally that we need to grow a backbone and say our say, with Venus there, you know, and also with Mercury and the North Node trining Saturn at this time. Like, I really feel that communication is key with what we're dealing with right now, and also that emotional maturity, and realizing where we need to establish our boundaries. Mars in Cancer also really helps us to focus on the things that really make us feel good, the things that we are really passionate about, and helps us to tap into that. And with Venus and the Sun in Cancer, it's also about how it's making us feel, and how is it nurturing us? What do we need to be nurtured and to feel nurtured and to feel secure on an emotional level and a materialistic level? What do we really need? What is important? What needs to be let go of? With Saturn in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus right now, we are breaking free from certain things and letting certain things go, or we're being asked to do that, to really see where it is that we need to make changes in our life. Where can we shed certain behaviors, certain commitments, certain patterns, certain habits that will free us once we let it go. And with Neptune also retrograding on Friday, we are also being asked, where is it that we escape to? Where is it that we sort of drown ourselves from reality? Is it is it relationships? Is it unhealthy relationships? Is it drugs and alcohol? Is it sex? Is it what is it that you do? Is it food that you need to look at in a more serious sense as well? But it also helps us to, again, look for that, go inward and look for that spiritual mission. How is that reflecting in your daily life and with the people that you surround yourself with? And how is that resonating with you? Where do you need to focus more? And then we also have Venus opposing Pluto. So we have a lot of oppositions here, obviously the Sun and the Moon, and we have Mars loosely opposite Saturn. We have it squaring Uranus, and it'll be exact at one point. But we are, with that T-square tension, Mars is really an activator there. And so it's really an area in your life where you may be feeling a bit sort of frozen in or stuck, like you don't really know. You really want to act in a certain way, but you're also held back. So there's this accelerating energy, but also this braking energy with Saturn. And then there's Uranus saying, you know, shaking things up. And so you've got this gut instinct of the things that you know you need to change or that you need to let go of, and you need to look at it in a different way. You need to approach it in a different manner, and think about it in a different manner. But again, clarity, there will be a lot more clarity with this moon. I think this moon is bringing a lot more clarity for us. But I think later on, around July 7th and onwards, I think we will be more clear on making the decisions that we've been weighing moving forward. Now, like I said, with Venus in Cancer, there's old emotional triggers happening from past issues or past events are coming up. And when Venus opposes Pluto retrograde, we can be dealing with a lot of emotional issues. And that's coming up. That's uncomfortable. The moon is in Capricorn, where it doesn't like to be, where it kind of wants to press down those emotions and not really deal with them. And even though we are also being asked to be more emotionally mature, this Venus opposing Pluto is bringing up deep emotional things that can be uncomfortable. It can manifest in power struggles. It can deal with women. It can deal with money. It can deal with what you really want, or something or someone, or that you really want and desire, and it could sort of leave you burned in the end if you're not careful. Pluto can also be a reality check in some cases, and there can be manipulation involved. And this can all be also bringing up issues with values. And with the Capricorn, your inner values as well as value. With the Capricorn moon, we are also wanting sort of justification or validation from others in order for us to feel good about ourselves. And with the Sun in Cancer and the Venus in Cancer, we are really needing to take a look deeper emotionally inside. And again, and I think we've been dealing with this for most of 2021 with inner values and boundaries and losing ourselves. And we need to really look into that. What are these energies bringing up? Where is it coming from? How can we deal with that so that we don't keep repeating it? Because it is a frequency that we are vibrating at, and we tend to continuously attract those types of situations or people or jobs or circumstances that bring up these same issues until we are learning how to deal with them and how to heal them and transform them into personal power over that. I think we are really being asked to speak, which is Venus, to really speak how we feel, communicate with Saturn and Mercury in the North Node trining, to really communicate what we are feeling and what we are needing in order to feel nurtured and valued in our relationships. And we're also being asked how we deal with authority, and where is it that you are feeling overpowered or powerless in some way, and taking your control back, and realizing when to let go and when to hold on, I think is very important as well. So of course there will be a closing energy, a closing of a cycle, or a closing or an ending of something, or a completion of something in this area of Capricorn in your chart. So whether it is something that's finally finishing up, whether it is something that you're done dealing with, maybe a lesson that you have learned, or a goal that you've completed, or whatever it may be, there is some kind of fruition in this area for you, and that will become more apparent as well in the next 2 weeks as things unfold, because there's so much going on at this time. Now, another quality of the Saturn-Uranus square that we're dealing with basically all year, but that's really active currently, even though it's loosening now, is to really, it's really got to do with the structure of our lives. And how do you want your life structured now? And where do you need to make those changes? And there can be fear involved with these changes that you need to make. Saturn can bring fear, Saturn can bring inhibition, and Saturn can also hold back. So it is important for us to really use this Mars in Leo energy to assert ourselves and to sort of to really tap into what it is that we really want. And with Venus in Cancer, and really asking us what makes us feel good, how do we need to be nurtured, and how do we need to nurture others. What is it that we need to feel loved and appreciated? And what do we need to do for others to feel loved and appreciated? But like I said, there is hard decisions to be made in the next 2 weeks. And let me just see if I missed anything here. But Mars in Leo is really asking us to tap into our own sovereignty and to not back down from our beliefs, and to stand strong in those things that we do want, the things that we do believe going forward, and to not have to feel like we need to follow the herd. I think I've pretty much said most of what I wanted to say. There is also possibly changes regarding travel and obviously socializing that will be taking place in the next while as well, with Jupiter retrograde now and Mercury moving direct, stationing direct, and moving out of shadow in July. So so there will be a lot of changes in regards to that. I just recently received information as well that Canadians won't need to quarantine if they've been vaccinated coming into the country. So there's already been a lot of changes smack off the bat as Jupiter went retrograde. But yes, what is your mission, your spiritual mission on this earth? And then what I would like to do is I'd like to read to you the inside degrees. Actually, before I do that, let's talk about the nakshatra. Now, this full moon is in the nakshatra of Mula, which means roots, and it is about destroying illusion to go beyond. And we've had a lot of illusion with Neptune squaring the nodes, and Neptune now going and Neptune squaring Mercury. So we've had a lot of confusion, misinformation, loss, disappointment, especially in people and relationships as well, and propaganda collectively. And so this has definitely been a theme, and now with Neptune going retrograde on Friday, there's wake-up calls that might not be necessarily what we're looking for, but with that energy, as well as with this moon in Capricorn, we're really getting a sort of a reality check going forward. But basically, this nakshatra is about ardent and truthful, ambitious nature. It's also about the possibility of feeling trapped and bound by circumstances. And there can be resentment and a sense of betrayal that goes around this energy. Sometimes there can be extreme reversals of fortune when it comes to this nakshatra. So again, with the Venus opposing Pluto energy, be careful of that. There can be strong attractions to certain people that can end up in disappointments or betrayal in all those ways that I've mentioned. And then again, before I forget, the Saturn-Uranus square that we've been dealing with all year, and that was just recently active again, will again be active at the end of the year, as well as this Venus opposing Pluto right now. Venus will be stationing retrograde at 26 degrees, where Pluto is right now with this full moon, on the 19th of December until January 29th of 2022. So we will be revisiting the issues that we're dealing with currently in regards to where you are feeling these changes and break-free energies that need to happen with Saturn and Uranus squaring. So look at that in your charts and what's coming up for you. You already know what it is. You've been dealing with it. And then and look also again, Venus and Pluto in your chart, like what houses do Venus rule in your chart? What aspects do Venus make in your chart? And what have you been feeling with this Venus-Pluto opposition? Where has there been sort of an obsession, sort of intense possessiveness, jealousy, attractiveness, strong desire, manipulation, control issues, power struggles, and so forth in regards to money, values, boundaries, love, close relationships, women, and so forth. So those things will be coming up again. Now, let's have a look at the ruler of this moon, which is Saturn, which I should have said in the beginning. Saturn is currently retrograde in Aquarius at 12 degrees. And as the ruler of this moon, I wanted to read you the inside degrees, which says, a heated argument turns into laughter, tension and release, contraction and expansion, the breath of the mind resolving its dualities. In order to make it possible for radical truths and significant realizations to come through, you must first karmically dramatize inside the ego mind and outside as well the unbearable tension between opposing points of view. You enter upon disputes, advocate positions, set up heroes and villains. And then when your whole inner and outer world is packed with dilemmas, problems, arguments, and battles, you become ready to seek out synthesis, to enter upon a cycle of restoring wholeness. During your experimental years, spice means everything, but during your maturity, there is no further mileage to be had in turning anything against anything else. Getting it that you made it all up in the first place, and that the rational mind delights in controversy but has its limits. When resolution comes, everything looks different. All of life turns around, and most particularly, your relation to yourself changes from the critic in the friend and respectful ally of your own inward intentions. I think that's very fitting for this full moon in Capricorn. And with that, I would like to greet you. May the sun shine bright on you this day. Until next time.